Hello, I'm David Hunt and welcome to Staying Alive. It's a panel show about our ageing community. Our guest today, Leanne Renfree from Switchboard.
Hi,
Hello.
David. Hello.
Greg Adkins from Victorian, I've got it wrong, Victorian Anti Violence Project.
That's
It's a mouthful, isn't it?
It is a mouthful, David.
Right. And the wonderful and gorgeous Gordon, you're from what?
Vintage Men.
Vintage Men.
And a few other places, yes.
Where else do you work? Or volunteer?
Well, I volunteer for the Victorian AIDS Council. I'm also an artist and the Secretary Treasurer of the Malvern Artists Society and, a few other things, yeah.
Okay, because today's topic is putting your affairs into order. And that's why I thought, let's see, what else you're doing, because you're very active out there, aren't you? And what it does is actually makes people think, where's Gordon today? If you didn't show up, for instance, there would be people that would think, gosh, I wonder where Gordon is today. And that's important, isn't it? That's one of the really critical things as you're getting older, to actually be able to put things into perspective of that people need to know where you are, because you hear about these terrible situations where people are found dead in their apartments or their homes after
for days on end,
or weeks, weeks on end. Yeah. So one of the most important things is that you have that little community of people that you ring once every couple of days, or a family member that you're talking to, just to keep things in order. And also, the reason I've picked this topic is one of my best friends. He's just retiring, and he's done his will, and he's proud of that, and he's got all of that. And all of a sudden, I said, has somebody got a spare key? Yeah, he lives in Sydney. Has somebody got a spare key? The person who's looking after his will and all that, do they know where it is? And he said no.
Well,
so no one's got a spare key. No one knows where, so you'd have to turn the whole world upside down to find his will and all those bits and pieces. Greg,
you mean it's not under W in the filing cabinet?
It's not, not with his, and he's one of clutter. He's got a lot of stuff. So imagine how hard it would be. Greg, what do you think on this?
Well, I have a little pack in my wardrobe, and it has everything I need if I have to go to hospital, so someone can grab that. And in that is a small little container with the legal documents, the will, the bits and pieces, the guide to where everything else is that you need to have if I demise, so that I'm not passing on a chore to anyone else if they have to sort out my affairs.
Who knows where it is?
Everyone that I share with in my household knows where that pack is. Yep. And its instructions are in my wallet if I clag it.
Oh, you're that organised that you've actually done that. Another friend of mine, he lives around the corner, and he travels the world a fair bit, and he always makes sure that I'm aware of where he is in the world, and if anything goes wrong, I've got a key to his place. Yep. I know where his will is, and I know what to do. And he's asked me to get rid of a few of his kinky toys, just so the family come in and find it. So that
he's bequeathed them to you, has he?
Yeah, lucky me. Leanne?
I think the will stuff is really, really important, but also what's important is enduring power of attorney. I think power of attorney is equally important because we can't assume that if something happened we're actually going to die. We could be incapacitated. Yep. And to have, especially if you're not in a relationship, or now in Victoria at least the law's on our side and our partners can be deemed to be next of kin. But if you don't have a partner, who you want to actually be talking about medical treatment that you're going to have. And I think there's both a legal enduring power of attorney and a medical one, so they're two different forms. So it's someone having access to your bank accounts if you aren't able to make those decisions, but it's not that you've died, because you obviously will still have costs while you're in hospital or
And that's an important one, isn't it? I think when you're a single person.
Yeah, to make sure all of that's in place. And I guess life experience has taught me it doesn't just happen when you're older. I mean, my partner died when she was 44, and we had those provisions in place, and without that, I don't know what I would have done in terms of caring for her. So
yeah, Gordon.
My niece and nephew have my enduring power of attorney and my medical power of attorney. My will is already written out, but I'm thinking of changing it.
Thanks, Gordon.
Because
Yeah,
because
it's
it.
How much do I get? Can I start spending it now?
No. But sister, things change when you make a will. Things do change, and so you need to keep up with what's going on. So I don't fight with people, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
If I leave anything to somebody, they're going to get it anyhow. But there are a few things that I have at home that I want, that I know that belong to certain people, and so. But I haven't thought about that and made a note of it. So I will be going to the solicitor and having a bit added to it to say this belongs to that one and that one belongs to that one, and it's one of those things. But it's I'm prepared. But I was talking to my sister yesterday, and she said, "Well, who's got a key if something happens to you?" And I said, "Well, George does. My boyfriend has a key to the house, you know." But my sister's never met George, so I don't know how they're going to get to go. It did start making me think about it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's and I've got a system worked out with the neighbours that if I haven't picked up the paper for the lady in the front and put it on her front veranda, and she brings the papers down to my place, if the curtains are not open, there's something wrong. But if
Don't come a knocking if the curtains aren't open.
Well, it wouldn't be at 6 o'clock in the morning, honey. And if the curtains are open, everything's fine.
Right.
So
Has she got a key?
No, she doesn't. No.
Well, she should know where a key is.
But I haven't hidden the key anywhere. But that's what I was getting. That's what my sister's question yesterday made me think that I should have something. And I said, well, if anything does happen, you'll have to get the police to break in.
Yeah, and I'm sure that happens quite often.
It happens quite often,
But before you get to that point, what if you change boyfriends or change relationships during the way? I mean, it's keeping up to date with your superannuation policies. Who are the people that beneficiaries from that? It's along the way we forget about that.
Yeah, there's all those
life.
sort of things that you
and
need
the
to
keys.
think about.
Get the keys back or change the locks.
Do you know one of the other things that I'm doing now, and I don't have to, but I want to, I'm actually passing things, lovely little things of mine, like
all those snow domes.
No one's getting them.
Is there a snow dome museum in the world that you're going to donate your collection to?
I want somebody to actually set one up in my honour.
The David Hunt Memorial Snow Dome Museum.
But a bowl that I had as a little kid with a really lovely little Dutch boy in it, I've passed it on to a niece because I know that she would love it. A beautiful Art Deco statue I've passed on to somebody else. Or I've told people they're yours on the wall, and I've put their name on the back of it so that people. But do you know what? I'm loving passing these things on, and I've got all these second nieces and nephews that I don't give them a present anymore. I give them a piece, and these kids
Some
love
of your
it.
second-hand crap that they're going to appreciate.
I'm getting rid of it out of my house. How smart am I?
But I mean, if it's about a gift, you might as well see the reaction and the appreciation than wait until you're gone.
Yeah, I'm loving that aspect of it, and yes, it is getting rid of it. But I've also given away some things I thought, I wish I hadn't given away now.
Take them back.
Yeah.
Just say you had dementia or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much for watching Staying Alive.